If you ever wonder why it seems to take forever to get anything done on this project, well, it's probably because of the hours spent doing things like this. Just playing with little sticks. And then there's the time spent doing stuff like this. I'm not sure if I'm wondering why I ever started this project or what I'm going to do next. And then there's my crack engineering staff. They don't use a computer. They don't use CAD. Well, they do use cardboard aided design. They use a pencil and a piece of paper. Hey, wait a minute. He doesn't even have any paper. And that pencil is broken. So after a lot of analyzing and calculating and figuring and stuff like that, I have come to the conclusion that we're going to do something like this. Run this back along here and go down at an angle and then run straight across a short piece to catch this box and then link those two together. And that is far enough over so that the front of the motor will clear it, plus a little bit of space. And if I run a brace forward like this, it'll clear the spring. I haven't decided exactly where to put sheet metal yet, whether I go outside and around this or whether I just let it dip in on the inside of it. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. During my period of long and detailed analysis of where I was going to put the actual frame rail, I found out my temporary frame rail was in the way of where I was going to need to run the permanent frame rail. So I had to cut it loose at the back here, and I had to take a little notch out of it right here, move it in, and make sure nothing shifted while I did that. Now I've got the clearance to run the frame rail through, and I'm going to press on. So I need to brace my frame rail once I get it perfectly level. So what I'm doing is putting a piece of angle over the top of my temporary frame rail. I've clamped it in place. I'm going to keep working with it till I get it dead on level. And then I'll do the same with this side. I've got a string down the middle for my center line. I'll measure off to this. This is far enough over to clear the motor. Then I'll just put this frame rail on this side the same way. I've got plenty of room on the transmission end. Couple of tiny tack welds up there holding that, and 18.5. Hoo-hoo, pretty close. 18 5/8. Come on. All right. This frame rail is going to continue on down to meet this frame back in here. I'm going to run a short piece of the rectangular tubing off this 2x4 is a little bit longer than what that tube will actually be, but then it'll come down like that, and this will be boxed off. By going straight down the edge of this and running into that short piece of 2x4, put a mark right down there, and I will get the length that I need that piece of tubing to be. Yeah, something like that ought to work. That's why you make them out of wood first, so you can add a little to the metal part. Be right back. Well, this is where I'm going to end this video at. All I've got to do is some welding on these frame rails. And in the next video, I will start linking it up. As you can see in the upper left of this picture, I have to tie this frame into the original frame chassis of the car and make it solid enough so, well, that the engine doesn't end up in the back of my seat. Alright, until next time, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and one day, hopefully, you'll get to see one of these two projects running. I don't know which one will get running first, but they will one day, honestly.